Horacio, it was a good idea to take the abanico
Right.
from the timbales and put it on this cha song,
Right.
taking different ideas of son montuno, cha-cha-cha, like a slow guajira, salsa that we call now in this
Right,
era, you know?
right. All those styles are mixed into the first part of this piece, right? We start with the abanico and then we go for the cha
Yes.
for a while, and then we go in a kind of a bata rhythm that probably you
The
can
6/8
explain
combination,
also.
of course, of Afro Caribbean, our motherland, you know, Africa. Let's do a quick example since we did the abanico.
Just for the abanico.
It's a little couple of bars.
We're using like a 9-stroke roll too, right?
Of course,
In this.
the large roll, you know.
Okay.
1, 2, E.
In the case of the drum set, I mean, as you said before, the not only the abanico but the rhythm of cha-cha-cha is a timbale rhythm. So it's, I mean, particularly when we are improvising and using our instruments in a different ways, I sort of like to bring into the cha-cha a little bit of the tradition of the American drumming style too, or funk, or you know, you can say maybe like elements of pop and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
hip
in that
hop,
sense,
rap.
that's why I pass the cowbell into the food, so I can play on top of the cowbell motion other patterns, right? Like
Yes.
or a little bit more freely. Like for example, 1, 2, 1, 2.
You're right. That's the fusion
Right.
that we
right.
did, involving all those styles, a lot of polyrhythms, you know, a lot of syncopation, catching the flowing beats, you know, in the air and putting down, like example, the same. One, E two, E
And then we go into the 6/8. That, as I said, is a little bit, my drum part is a little bit of a catching from listening to bata rhythms and
batas, bembe,
right, also
little abacua, a little like not the way you're supposed to play the palo, but abstract of
right.
But the improvisation, we are putting all of those styles, traditionals from our Caribbean folklore, like Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica,
Right.
you know, even some tips like Brazil. But you know, the air of
Right.
that.
Evolve
So that's why we go from the cha
into the 6/8.
into the 6/8, and it's go like this. Un, y two, y am.
And for the 6/8, then we go into your solo. You know? And for Giovanni's solo, I use a kind of rhythm that involves a bunch of different elements from songo, rumba de cajon, like Giovanni said before,
Yeah.
and many different styles. I mean, using the clave and the bell, and then trying to just make a solid foundation for Giovanni's solo, so he can feel very comfortable. And this is something that I would recommend not only for a percussion player, but to play under any soloist that you're accompanying. That should be our main focus. I try to make a bed for them to be able to express themselves. So the kind of pattern I play, of rhythm I play under Giovanni's solo, as I said before, it's sort of a songo. 1, 2, 1, 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I was following you when that was your moment, following the montuno, piano montuno,
Right.
the form of the bass, doing the guajeo, no? That's what I was doing. Ah. Involving our foundation that comes from the son montuno, the sextets, you know, from that era. And instead bass, they use the marimbola, you know, the big cajon with the metal thing, that boom, 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 boom. So that's the combination that we do when you play your bass drum. So with my bass, so we try to form a groove through those patterns. You know, doesn't matter the length of that, but we are making it grooving, even for the person that is watching, for that put the headphones and want to practice with that, you know, with this groove that we are doing. And it's a good of comfort for the percussionist when you have to express yourself, you know, your complete dialogue with your instrument, you know, with the energy flowing, right? So that's why we choose that way to finish the tune. So that's why from there we jump back to the cha. Okay? And that was for you solo.
Right.
And through your solo, after you do your thing, that's why we went like fading out the groove of cha-cha.
Oh, the cha-cha, right. That's it.
Doing like this.
That's how we ended. So that's un cha.
Following Negro, the guaguancó cáscara, that we played that pattern on salsa orchestras, on the timbales. Beginning with the roll, the attacks, of the drumming, right? So that's why we combine that with the cascara. I mean, with my nails, ring, and the wood block, putting another taste and bringing on the weak sounds. You know what I mean? Like
different colors.
Different colors. Tone, deaf, dry.
Yeah. Rims and bells.
And everything. So it was a great idea. A combination going from the cascara pattern with the nails to the drum solo.
Conga solo.
So going back, with the same pattern. Combining what? Exercise, different tips from the tablas, the combination, the cell of the batas, the same drums, rudiments, important, to adding like a mom and daddy, same rough. And that's how we developed that. And what's interesting, very interesting.
Yeah,
how we developed that.
It's very exciting to see you playing all those kinds of rudiments with your hands with the same clarity and even faster than any stick drummer I ever seen with your hands, because it's exactly the same rudiments from drumming, from drum set playing.
Yes, sir.
Tabla drummers or other kind of drummers, they use different techniques and fingers, but it's very curious how you you're probably the pioneer. You are the pioneer on that.
Yeah, because I really changed that in Puerto Rico from 1977. But I don't like to talk too much about that. I just feel it in that moment. Then I start that and I put all the rudiments to the congas. It's not the same like the stick, but the example that we are doing over here, the interaction.
Right, the conversation.
Right? The conversation, right. The chemistry, right. Atmosphere. Man, we are innovating. We are putting our love, genuine essence our happiness, through our instruments. And I have a lot of joy, man, because I hear you doing that, and I say, wow, what am I going to do this? How am I going to do it? But I try my best.
And you get the best out of you.
Enya. That's the 9/8 that I count in that in 9 and 5 instead. I put the 9 inside and instead going counting on that. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
plus
7, 8, 9.
Exactly. Plus the 6/8 feel.
Right.
That's how we go instead, counting the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 1. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. Why? You can have another ways like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1.
And then at the same time, it allows me to play like a little bit jazzy sometimes, like remembering the jazz tradition on the drum set,
Yeah,
like
huh?
Edwin Jones and all those guys that put the African drums, hand drum scene to the drum set, right? So let's play the same 9 here just to give it a little bit more jazzier approach.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm putting with you, the 6/8 feel, improvising in 6/8, and feeling the tumbao double time, slow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Chinga tumbita pachela kutama la langa chumbila gila ta. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. You know what I mean? So in that way, in that combination, it's so, we are innovating. We are putting things that the masters before us, they did it already. People like Mongo, Santa Maria, at the same time that we mentioned Ray Barreto. You name it, And so having that interaction, combining that era with the present right now,
With ours.
it's deep. It's going deep, and a lot of good mysteries. That's what I feel on that. I'm flowing. I'm flowing with that. Little 6/8, little tumbao, the jazz thing, free, you know.
Yeah. Looking for that conversation, definitely.
And the 9/4 double time.
Yeah, in the back.
Ahead, you know, in the opposite way that we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? That's the interesting part. That's how we create and putting more and adding more to that structure.
Right.
And so fine because our complex rhythms, you know, 9.
Definitely.
It's a good number and has a good way of to feel that. You know what I mean? A good way of we are using all those patterns over there and tempos.
Enea.
9.
Maquinita.
Maquinita, huh? Let me tell you, I mean, you catch me on that. I mean, cold. You know why? Because Giovanni, what do you think? We start like, boom, right away. I said, yeah. But in my mind, I said, yeah, I'm ready, but wow, I mean, cold blood.
It's very nice. It's very nice how these two rhythms, that they are like very full by itself. They can really integrate to each other and sound massive. So
rumba, guaguancó, the air of Colombia backwards, and with the high one, because remember that you have over there, I mean, everything, bass, piano, cowbells, percussion.
It's a very full rhythm.
You know, I'm doing the concolo part the best I could, you know. I did it the best I could to do the... You know, but faster.
Very fast. So why don't we play it slow like that for a second?
You know,
so it gets a little bit more.
Yeah, for the beginning that was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Two, 3, 4, 5. Two, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3. 2, 3.
And right after the introduction, or the head of the arrangement, if we can call it like that, then we go into the
improvisation,
into the rumba, guaguancó.
Yeah.
I mean, all this is really a hybrid of every kind of rumba.
Hybrid. Yeah, you know why? Right. Because, okay, we are improvising, but at the same time, we took our calm, no hurry, just develop, and step by step, like the water in the ocean, a wave, that doesn't going to be a wave like in 1, 2, 3 seconds. Need time until run and increase and run and grow up more until, bam, you have a tsunami. You know what I mean? Very, very hard to sustain because it's not easy. Remember that for this kind of groove and ahead, you know, faster, the breathing is important. If we don't know how to breathe, we're going to be in
deep trouble.
Bad trouble, you know? So that's another way for that, to sustain the tempo with the volume, plus where we are improvising and taking, you know, step by step, you know, the movement, the sound, the same groove itself, to combine everything like a piano.
Right.
If you see a montuno like that, it's almost the same. That's what you're doing. Can you do a little bit?
Yeah, then here I'm like playing the clave and just keeping the hi-hat in 2 or 4, or 1 and 3, or maybe on 1, 2, 3, or 4. And then with my right hand, I'm really like coloring, trying to hear you all the times and answer your calls or your, you know, so it's just the bass, if we can call it, of this groove, it will be like. And then I think we established like a conversation there for a while.
Yeah.
Until we go to your solo.
Yeah, for some people, they can listen, they can hear this like a bunch of beats, you know, ba, ba, boom, ba, in the improvisation, but most of the people don't know that with that improvisation, we create a groove.
Right.
Because a groove can be, example, you know, and the attack that we put.
Definitely.
That's why when I go to the improvisation part, I'm very comfortable. Very comfortable because I have a good, what we call a good bed. Right. So you can lay down and be sure that nothing's gonna happen. So when you come to improvise, that's what I'm doing. Boom, put in the bed.
Lay in the bed for me, right.
As more simple as possible, right? And that's why the sound on our chemistry is going beyond things that happen, things that born right there. Right. Blah, beats, you know, from the same combination, you can listen you can hear another beat that doesn't exist, but with the combination, that's how you get to that amalgam.
Right.
Let's do a quick example in the attack, you know, fast, like from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
Count it. Horacio, it was interesting part on the beginning because remember that we rehearsed and we did, let's do the 4 and 5, the spaces, like when we do like 3, 4, 5, right? So then you change that and said, wow, cool, because we did 5 twice and 3 twice.
Right.
You know, and no improvisation, no nothing, just with the tempo on the air.
Right. Leaving the space.
3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Poa. Okay? And the jumping of the clave.
Right.
Ta, 3, 2.
Exactly.
Instead, come with 2, 3.
Yeah, because if we are already...
Explain a little bit of that.
If we are already, leaving spaces in 5 and spaces in 3, you know, it's just a way of feeling too.
Yes.
So let's hear, you know, music. I think music is a study too, you know. We are always studying. So it's like, let's hear how it sounds with 3. Let's hear how it sounds if we leave 4. Let's see in 5. And that way, I think we got into the point where it sounded more wicked and better, you know. Yeah. And then leaving those spaces in between the blocks of rhythm, you know. We had 2 big blocks of rhythm and then this space. And then we have 2 small blocks of rhythm and this smaller space. So, you know, when the rhythm is big, we leave 5. And when the rhythm is small, we leave 3. So it was like shrinking until we go into the improvisation. And then it's funny because the name of the tune is really...
The little machine.
It's really the way it sounds.
La maquinita.
The way it sounds, this groove happening, right?
Can I say something like a little with happiness, love, and respect, you know? But we're going deep. We're like the Calypso, you know, like Jacques Cousteau, you know, boom. You know what I mean? So, man, at the same time, when we're doing like, I'm trying to use like what we call la maña, right. Like to be wise.
The old knowledge.
Yeah, yes. The old college, the street, you know? Yeah. And that's what that I did. Kind of what? Kind of rumba de cabaret. Remember? The cabaret, the same guaguancó, the same rumba, but that was a different thing. I mean, like, fast. They played that fast. I mean, amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not easy, but we make it possible. You know, and it's so interesting to analyze, to give the sample for the people to express ourselves through that ocean, because that's an ocean. I mean, that's amazing. Example, just the beginning. Count it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a complete breathing. Control of the emotions. We are controlling the emotion, because if we don't control that, we're going to be, that's a complete meditation, a complete, like hypnotic, you know? Like when you are on a trance, un trance, but it's a good a good way. And Horacio is a trance, completely spiritual, completely joyful, you know, like a beautiful place that we get, you know, and we are putting, I come back again, the guaguancó de rumba, the cabaret rumba, right. You know, the way that they play the cabaret rumba, and at the same time it's like a air of comparsa. Also, if you see you have an air of comparsa, me too. I mean, we have all those things around us
happening at the same
time.
So
you can choose a little bit from here, a little bit like that.
Definitely.
I mean, a good essence. That's why that's why you call that. And I said, cool, man. La maquinita.
La maquinita. The little machine.
Horacio, you know, we was doing all these things, improvising, going around, going between, going ahead, above, you know, like that, under. And when we stopped, remember that you did on the floor, tonton.
On the floor,
yeah. Tag, blah. Right. That was great, because I believe that they was thinking, wow, man, grooving, improvising, quick, you know, faster, blah, 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 and they stop and cool. But when you come back, we bring them.
Right. It's just that the piece,
the top,
also got into a heavy climax, you know, into where I follow your phrase.
Heavy metal.
And we sort of let it end like you know, like coming down. And then we had to have a way to go back to the top of the piece, just to make a piece having a head, a body, and feet.
And feet,
right?
yes.
The beginning, the middle part, and the ending.
Yes, because
so when we went down, boom, then I said, I gotta call this back. And it was just a count. It's just like you're very fast.
We stopped, and then I was in the air. So the essence is not only to play, fast in the way that we do. He's playing fast, but with a lot of heart and taste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really.
And at the same time, leave the spaces that then make the next block come stronger.
I mean, after all those, my solos, your solos, you have over there in the solos, man, acid rock, heavy metal.
Right.
I mean, you name it.
That this instrument, comes from a tradition of many different kinds of styles, many styles. Like you said, from heavy metal to bebop.
Yeah.
To
free jazz like Elvin, free Brazilian like Ayrton Moreira.
Elvis Presley.
Cool, man.
And the drummers of Go-Go.
Yeah.
Who else?
3, 4.
Juntos.
Juntos. Qué bien.
Maestro, finalmente.
Gracias.
Un gran honor para mí. Grandísimo, grandísimo honor para mí.
Bilingual, Spanish and
That's
English.
true.
Oh, yes.
Now we have to speak in English. I'm saying that it's a big honor, big honor for me to be here with you. And this tune, it have a name in Spanish, so that's why
Together.
it went that way. Yeah, it's called Juntos, that it means together. So seriously, it's a huge honor to be together with you here in this.
We had this, like, almost 3-4 years before we record this. Right. When we went to the Berkeley Percussion Festival.
World Percussion Festival. Right.
And finally we did it, because I remember, that I tell you this and said, hey, we should do something. We should record. Then that festival, you came to me and Giovanni, man, let's talk to
I got the studio. We got the studio. Boom.
Man, let's have the studio. Say, okay, cool. And this guy.
Yeah. Then the record came out. Then we played PAS, and it was a very.
Oh yes.
A very good
an honor for me too, Horacio. You know. So with this example in this DVD, with a lot of love, honesty, very loyal. We're giving a good example for the next generation, all the ages, because it have to be like that, all the ages, all the eras, past, present, future. I believe on that.
Okay.
And that's going to be, I believe, more than this one, that's for sure. And I hope that people like it. I know that they're going to like it, because what you feel since the beginning, what you feel over here is pure happiness.
Pure.
Laughing, good atmosphere, good chemistry, a lot of respect, and following the things on the correct line. And I feel like at home, my man. I'm in home right now.
Me too.
All right?
Me too.
And another thing is, God bless all the artists, all the musicians from this world, all the eras, God bless us, and to have a good health, to grow up more like humans, like musicians, like directors, like percussionists, like artists. This is our legacy, my man.
So you
traveling through time.
Traveling through time. Yeah.
Okay, because that's what we're doing. That's what all the musicians do. Traveling through times, waves, energies.
So this tune, right? This last piece, Juntos. I don't remember. What did we do there?
You know something? Remember that you was practicing at the studio before we started recording. I was over there. You didn't saw me, but I was watching you, like, between, practicing, with the hands, like this. I put it,
movements.
And important, even on the air, like this. You put like that and flexible, relax, hard to the back, go. My brother, couple of minutes with that, when you come over here to the instrument, that's going to be a knockout. You know what I mean? And he was practicing like 2 triplets, 1 quarter note. That's the way that you start.
Right.
Right? And I said, wow. Like 7-stroke roll. I mean, I said, wow. That's a cool one. And then forget it. We went like putting all that thing, putting that pattern everywhere. Right. You know, so that's how sometimes you do remember? Yeah, but with the bass drums like that,
with the bass drum.
Yeah, yeah. You know, so that's how we did that tune, Juntos. That's what comes to my mind. That you know, in that moment. I mean, what name? Juntos, brother. So
that was it. Yeah. And then, but it's basically like a rumba. Right, it's true.
Like a rumba, a salsa way of those modern, you know, groups. You know, Cuba, Puerto Rico, New York. Right.
Yeah, it's important to, I mean, maybe to notice that we are just playing the two of us. You know? So we are improvising inside all these grooves. You know, definitely in a more, if we can say, more of a band situation, we will play a lot more steady grooves, if we can say it, right?
And you alternate.
And also us playing all this groove. If you all this improvisation, if you can also apply it, seeing it each bar as a groove. You know, you can analyze every bar of all these grooves that we are playing, and if you just simply, you know, play that bar over and over and over.
And a couple of accents.
Each of these bars are different grooves.
Yeah, with a couple of accents and originally we alterate. That was you. Then I follow you. We alterate the clave. Remember? You know, that's why you find.
Then the clave.
That's the example. Yeah.
True.
But interesting. That's our imagination. That's what we put out for the people, for the humans, you know?
Right.
For the next generation, the percussion music, they come in thinking, you know, very quick, you know, and they're going to follow that, you know? It's a good exploration, you know? I say something always that for me is the truth. We are any instrument, any level, any artist, you know, we are scientists. Okay? So scientific, arithmetic. That's what we have over here. Through an instrument, through a piece of wood, and a membrane. Now we have plastic heads. Important, but look what we took out, the sound that we put out. So easy, because we can do, or you know, we have many ways to resolve. I mean, at least, you know, this guy, any problem on because it's a never ending. We're gonna be learning all our life like babies. Addition, that's the life, addition. And over here, we feel that we do that too, in this tune, okay? You know, a lot of good interaction. Let's play a little bit of that beginning with the clave altered. Let's go. Ding. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Putting the clave between.
In a different place. Yeah.
And I know that we are in the correct moment for this thing, because I always, like you too, like a lot of percussionists with that in their instruments. We are going to put some more addition with the rudiments, with the street, you know, to solidify our wisdom, our knowledge, the way that we study, the way that goes, you know, with our soul, our moment. You know, can be slow tune, quicker tune, medium tune, you know, and it's so infinite, you know, so infinite, so vast. We are going with the same clave. It's in the same air, because in some part I did. Right? And let me tell you, when you come to me with that, I say, cool, man, because in the moment, you feel that the clave is going to go direct. So, you know, the mystery of it.
But that's the way I'm playing it.
Yeah.
On top of what you play.
On top of...
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you, this is what we like. And we're going to be like this all the time. So happy, the way that we are, with love and music and vaya, peace. Traveling through time. Hidalgo.